Hi, I'm Jess.
And I'm Ian.
And today we're reviewing the Texas Chain Saw Massacre.
Coming up next. So the original Texas Chain Saw Massacre, released in 1974, is a movie about 5 teens on a trip to an abandoned house, and they run into some trouble along the way, namely a serial killer. Jess?
Ian?
What'd you think of this movie?
I loved this movie. I walked into it not knowing where it was going to go. I hadn't seen any of the other movies. I didn't know the story behind it. I just knew that it was a classic. And I really liked it. I thought it was gory, it was fun, it was fast-paced. What did you think? I mean, I know you went into it completely blind. Ian went into it completely blind, not knowing what movie he was about to see. So what were your thoughts?
So when it started and it was the Texas Chain Saw Massacre, I was excited. Because of course it's a classic, and it's obviously a movie that everyone should see because it's so well made. And it was, honestly, it blew me away. It was uncomfortable, it was disgusting, and it was kind of, dare I say, scary? It was scary. And I think everyone should see this movie. Like, actually, when we were sitting, our friend Elena sat next to me, and I don't know if I've ever seen someone respond worse to a movie. I mean, I've sat next to some people who really hated some movies, and no one's hated a movie like Elena hated this one.
And she loves horror movies.
I know, but I think the magic of a lot of these old horror movies is that it's not about, like, the instant gratification of getting scared. It's about that slow build-up that makes you want to, like, tear all your limbs off.
Yeah.
Because this movie, like, especially in that scene where she's, like, crawling around, like when she first goes into the house where all the murderers live together, and she's, like, fumbling around in the room full of bones.
For, like, 20 minutes.
And you know it's real bones because this movie has a $0 budget. So I was, like, freaking out. I was like, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe it's real bones. I can't believe this is happening. Please get out of this room.
And she's looking around. Yeah, it really had that tension in it. She's looking around, and there's, like, at least 5 minutes worth of shots of just this room. Like, the bones, the feathers, like, just creepy stuff. And she keeps looking around, and you're sitting there, and you're like, get out, get out, get out. And that's the whole movie, really, is they keep this tension throughout it. That's really good. And I think that, like you said, the low budget really, I think, did a good service to the movie.
I think so, too. I think that's my number one takeaway, is that you need $5 to make a good movie.
Exactly.
You just need to be good at making movies. Something that, like, instantly sets the tone for this movie was the opening scene with the hitchhiker. And oh my god.
Oh my god.
First of all, this movie must be where hitchhikers started getting a bad rap.
Yeah.
Because this dude comes in and he's just like, he's obviously insane from the second that they pick him up. And I don't understand why they even pick him up. But he starts, like, he takes Franklin, I guess the younger brother character is the only way I can describe him. He's, like, 25. But when he takes his knife, there's such a palpable fear in that car with all the actors, and the way that scene is shot too, just like the shot reverse shot of it, and it works so well for it, because the one shot of the guy the hitchhiker, it's like, and he's just like, he looks crazy the whole time, and when because he really cuts his hand, like he totally really cuts his hand at the end of that scene, and I was like, oh my god, is this what the rest of this movie is going to be like? And yes.
And then it was worse, and then the rest of it was way worse than that.
I think that the sets in this were really impressive. Yeah. I think specifically, I don't even know, like the murder house, I don't even know what else to call it. That was really impressive. The kitchen really stood out to me, obviously the bone room, but also that one room that we never really get to go in, that the characters go in when they first see the house. It's like the wooden panels on the wall with, like, I think it was like a couple mounted animal heads. I think that room was really interesting too, for a room we never even got to see. Yeah,
they did a really good job of, like, while I was watching it, I kept thinking, how did they come up with this? Like, someone who has something wrong with their brain came up with those sets.
Absolutely.
And you can tell, and it works so well.
And someone with something wrong in their head wrote this movie, and then someone with something wrong in their head directed this movie.
Yes.
And there was something wrong with everybody who worked on this movie, but it works. It just works.
The end product was incredible.
The scene where, like, the main character escapes getting chased by the chainsaw.
Oh my god.
And by the way, after after 15 minutes of running through the same section of the woods, she finally escapes and she gets back to the gas station from the beginning of the movie, and that scene's horrific.
It is horrific.
I sat there with my hands covering my mouth the whole time because I was just so upset about what was happening like the whole time, because she like finally gets to safety and then he pins her down on the ground. I was like, oh my God, is this about to happen right now? And no, what you think is going to happen doesn't happen. It just keeps going. And he kidnaps her and takes her back to the stupid murder house where she doesn't get murdered. She doesn't get murdered.
No, she doesn't get murdered. They're like thinking about murdering her. That's what's so cool about it is the first, 4 or 5 deaths are, bam, bam, bam.
Right after each other.
And then you watch her desperately trying to escape for like 45 minutes, and it's terrifying.
And it's horrible to watch.
And there are all these scenes where the guy with the chainsaw they're running, and he's like right behind her, like almost about to catch her for so long. And I was on the edge of my seat. Like,
those chase scenes were really good, especially. But the stuff in this that had me on the edge of my seat wasn't really like the traditional horror stuff. It was like the stuff in the van and the stuff at the dinner.
Yes.
Oh my God, the dinner.
Oh my God.
Dude, you could not pay me to watch that scene again. It was just so absolutely uncomfortable and horrible to watch.
Yeah.
But with all this horrible movie, but not horrible movie, all this horrible stuff out of the way, what would you rate this movie out of 10?
I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a good 9 because I would not watch this movie again if you paid me. It was horrifying. I was so uncomfortable the whole time, and it was brilliant.
I completely agree. I think I'm also going to give this a 9. I've been between an 8 and a 9 this whole time. I never was not going to give this a good score because this movie is just so well made, and the fact that it made me just want to just claw my eyes out and tear off my skin, that's a testament to how well they made this movie, and a testament to what movies can do to people.
Exactly.
And with that, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.